Not only were 109 young people killed in 1991, 729 more suffered disabling injuries. These teens can lose their legs, their brains, their arms, and their mobility.
I was laying on his lap, blue in the face, tongue out, no pulse, no heartbeat, just not there, completely not there. I had broke my C3, C4 vertebrae in my neck. It's the third and fourth vertebrae down from the first one. And
This is Nathan, age 19. He was a repeat DWI offender until a wreck in April 1992. He is now paralyzed from the neck down. He controls his wheelchair with his chin. 2 of every 5 Americans will be involved in an alcohol-related crash in their lifetime.
Let's talk about the truth. The truth is, drinking and driving will lead to death or physical injury. Think about it. Death is final. There's no second chances. But what do you think your life would be like if you were paralyzed from the neck down?
If you're going to drink, please don't drive, and don't ride with a drunk driver. Drunk driving doesn't discriminate. Anyone can be a victim.
When you're living on the wild side, life doesn't last. When you're living on the wild side, life doesn't last. Close my eyes, I can see your picture. cheerful smile on your face.
We also wanted them to continue taking science, and because we thought if they would stay in the class and continue working with it, that they would learn a lot more than if they just did the minimum amount. And our third goal was that they actually would be able to do science. We really believe that they should be doing every science every year and not have it in separate areas. So we began integrating and pulling our science program together, and pulling our science program together, we integrated across the theme of the environment. By working with this project, we're able to bring in scientists from outside agencies as a resource for our students and as a role model. We're able to have students find meaning in their work and find the kind of relevance that they normally don't get out of a book.
By providing financial, technical, and computer support up front, we can help educate our young people about the value of preserving our environment, as well as gain valuable monitoring that will help our scientists while conserving tax dollars. The enthusiasm of the school district, teachers, and students guarantees success.
But I don't think that's going to happen today because of all
The one class will focus on the data and taking the field data from the one class that's going to be actually taking measurements, and then they'll put it together in a database and assist in analyzing it. A third class is going to deal with weather, and of course the weather, tracking the weather is important because it's the storm events in the late fall and early winter that bring an opportunity for sediment to be delivered into the streams.
Every Monday or any other day that it rains a half inch or more, I'm taking 9 of the high school students up to the Tahuya Forest to do a monitoring project for monitoring sediments on the trail system. We're out in the field, we're actually working in the forest, we're working in the wetlands, we're turning our data over to state agencies for their use, and a lot of times they're the ones that came up with the whole idea, the parameters that are being used for the monitoring. So they need the information, and the kids see that they need it.
My name's Scott. I'm 25 years old. I've lived here in Washington State for 15 years now. When I was 22, I met a girl named Crystal, and we had a child. She conceived when she was 19, had the child when she was 20. And since that, I've lost all my income tax returns, half my unemployment, and now they want to take everything out of my pay. And it's kind of hard being single and having to pay child support and making minimum wage. And it's like when you get older, everybody wants more and more from you. So I think I've learned quite a few lessons in my life about women, children, the realities of responsibility. Well, when I was 19, I was seeing a girl much younger than me, and we dated for about a year. And then when I left the relationship, she called me about 8 months later saying that she was pregnant with my child. And I said, well, how can that be? You know, we never did it during this time. And she goes, well, it's yours. So they hunted me down for, 2 years, 3 years. Finally, I just said, okay, fine, I'll go in and I'll have a blood test done. And I was really nervous because if it was mine, I'd have to pay for the blood test and all the back child support and everything, and that really made me nervous to begin with. But I informed and said, okay, I'll do it. And it came back a couple weeks after that I was excluded from fathership. And it made me really happy, and it kind of made me wonder, you know.
Welcome to the North Pacific Coast ecosystem, a place of incredible diversity and beauty. It is also a troubled land, faced with pressing ecological and environmental problems. Urban expansion, industrial growth, and a century of intense land and resource utilization have left the North Coast ecosystem ecologically damaged and its fish and wildlife resources threatened. In some places, whole landscapes have been so radically altered that the effects of otherwise normal natural events have become catastrophic both for people and for fish and wildlife resources. Preserving what remains intact of crucial fish and wildlife habitat while working to repair ecological damage and restore natural systems is a major role of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. If future generations are to enjoy the benefits of healthy ecosystems and flourishing natural resources, it is imperative that the natural resource professionals of today think and act on an ecosystem scale. Through the Northwest Forest Plan, the Fish and Wildlife Service is cooperating closely with the Forest Service, National Park Service, tribal, state, local, and private entities to preserve intact natural systems while working to restore and protect others already damaged. Combining agency expertise with the skills and employment needs of displaced timber workers, the Jobs in the Woods program is restoring damaged watersheds while providing economic support for timber-dependent communities.
Buckingham Palace, London, England, the starting point for the third annual Pirelli Classic Marathon. The marathon, which is the brainchild of Philip Young, the chairman of the rally, will cover approximately 2,000 miles from London through France, Belgium, Germany, Austria and Italy. Here we see Bobby Unser, 3 times winner of the famous Indianapolis 500, competing in his first Pirelli marathon. 60-year-old Sterling Moss, still using a crutch after smashing a hip bone in an accident on his motor scooter, was paired with American classic racer Chuck Shields. Former Grand Prix driver from Italy, Clay Regazzoni, enjoying a refreshing pint of beer, Roger Clark and co-driver Tony Mason. Former Monte Carlo rally ace, Paddy Hopkirk, again driving a Mini Cooper. Invitations have gone out to nearly 40 new crews, as well as 70 previous competitors, with some 30 different marques, over 60 different models in the lineup. Previous winner and last year's champion, Henry Pierman, in a Daimler SP250 Dart. All the British entries were treated to a fanfare by trumpeters from the Coldstream Guards.